All right, welcome to the second session of our corporate etiquette workshop. In this second session, we'll be looking at business communication etiquette or professional communication etiquette. We'll be looking at the various components of communication from the professional view, and we'll be dissecting the various types of communication. Now, why is this important? You see, this is very, very critical because communication is key, not just in the workplace, but also even in our daily lives. We see we suffer the consequences of poor communication almost on a daily basis. Within the corporate system itself is a do or die affair. It's something that can mar or make, because like we've repeatedly mentioned, corporate entities exist with very, very well defined visions and missions and goals and all that. And at the center of the actualization of these goals and objectives is the role that communication plays. Communication between management and staff, communication between staff and staff, communication among team members, communication between staff and client, communication between the company and other stakeholders, other external stakeholders like government agencies and all that, communication with the community. All of these things are things that are very, very critical. As a professional who is employed, as someone who is employed within that corporate space, within that workspace, or within that organization, you have a big role to play in all of these cycles of communication. And this is why it is very, very important for us to really talk about this. First is the issue of professional image. Clear and respectful communications build credibility. So your professional image, the professional image of the company is at the efficiency of your communication. So the way you communicate can tell us whether you are professional or not. The next is improved relationship. Effective communications is known to foster teamwork and positive workplace interactions. So it is important that as a professional, as an employee working within a corporate setup, a corporate system, that you have an effective way of communicating. And this effective way of communicating goes a long way to improve relationship with people. You see, many of the reasons why people fight and people quarrel within the workspace is because of communication, nothing more than communication. The attitude of communication, the attitude people shows when they communicate is the major cause of conflict, within the workspace. So this is why it is important, The next is avoiding misunderstandings. Now, misunderstandings is one of the consequences of ineffective communication style or ineffective communication skills. Once you do not have a proper communication skills, it is easy for people to misunderstand you. It is easy to even pivot people to misunderstand. It is easy to get people to misunderstand you. So it's very, very key to avoid misunderstanding, because again, one of the reasons why you are going to find your workplace to become very, very toxic is misunderstanding. When you are misunderstood by the management, you are misunderstood by your fellow staff, by your team members, that place is not going to be very, very conducive for you. You flourish more in a place where you are well understood, and part of that is that communication, whether it is verbal or non-verbal communication, in whichever way, and we are going to look at all of that. Then the next is enhancing career growth. The way you communicate, has a lot to do with how you will grow professionally and grow your career, because your communication again can be one of the reasons why you will be sacked from your job. If you do not have proper communication skills, you are not going to really make it in your workspace. So it is important for you to develop proper communication skills. Now we'll take this short commercial break, and when we return from this break, we are going to look at the various types of communication within the workspace, and we'll give you some tips of how to handle them.
Hi there. Thank you for choosing to participate in our workshop. We're thrilled to have you on this learning journey with us. If you just came across this video online or on our channel, you can access all the workshop videos on our website at jomorc.com or on our YouTube channel at Jomo Mentorship. Looking to take your skills to the next level? Explore our wide range of in-depth courses at elearn.jomorc.com. Here's a glimpse of what we offer. Number 1, business planning and implementation. Number 2, business documentation and accounting. Number 3, business registration and legalization. Number 4, agribusiness establishment and management. Number 5, decoration and events planning enterprise. Number 6, fashion design enterprise. Number 7, food processing and packaging. Number 8, green energy enterprise. Number 9, oil and gas enterprise. Number 10, real estate and construction enterprise. Number 11, technology and security enterprise. And number 12, fintech and e-commerce enterprise. Whether you prefer learning remotely or at your own pace, we've got you covered with our flexible and engaging training experiences. Visit elearn.jomorc.com today and start building the future you deserve.
All right, welcome back from that short commercial break. Now let us look at some types of communication within the workspace, and then we'll also look at tips of how to handle them. The first we'll talk about is email and written communication. Email and written communication. Email and written communications are the types of communications that you make by sending emails, either whether it is meeting notice emails or sales emails or whatever form of email you are sending, whether it is to your clients or it is to the management. Maybe it is a report you are filing, or it is to your fellow staff. Maybe you are sending a note, you are sending a memo, whatever it is, or maybe you are sending a report in written form. These are all forms of communications that can jeopardize your career as a person. So it is important for us to discuss it. And one of the tips I will give you, in order to be professional in your email communication and in your written communication, is to use a professional email address with a professional subject line. It is important for you to use a professional email address and use a professional subject line. The email you are going to use in sending it must be professional. It must not be an email with a nickname. It must be an email with your proper name. Whether it is with the Gmail you have the account, or it is with Yahoo or any other provider, or maybe it is your business. It is a business email that is created by the company linked to their domain for you. It is important for you to use that email whenever you want to communicate with the management or you want to communicate with the client. Don't use an email that does not. Because one thing about professional email is the fact that it speaks to your professionalism, and then when you have a business email issued to you by the company or the institute you are working with, it also speaks to where you are coming from. Once somebody sees the email, he knows that yes, you are so person and you are working with so organization. Next is to keep your emails and report or whatever it is that you are writing clear, concise, and free from slangs and abbreviations. There is need for you to keep it clear. Let it be simple. Don't use ambiguous words. There are some of us that like playing around with words, using big words to explain stuff and all that. Sometimes in speaking we are used to it. Some of us are like that. But then when it comes to communication, especially within the workspace, and maybe you are sending an email, it is important. Remember that the person who is going to read that particular text doesn't have you physically present while he's doing so. In most cases, the person reading the email is not interacting with you real time. So you see, it's not a verbal communication, it's not a verbal interaction. So it's important for the person to be able to read that thing and understand it clearly without any further effort, right? Then make it straight to the point. Don't write so much, make it concise, and also ensure that you don't use slangs and abbreviations. Very, very important. The next is to proofread for spelling and grammar errors before sending. If you are sending an email, ensure with social media, you see a lot of people making typographical errors, making spelling errors and all that. grammatical errors and all that. That is because they do not proofread what they have written before they send. Read what you have written at least 3 times. My recommendation is 3 times. Read the email 3 times. Read the report 3 times before you send. If you have somebody close to you who is free and who can help you go through it, show it to the person. Let the person go through it and be sure that it is free of every form of grammatical errors, right? The next is to use the appropriate greetings and sign-offs. Ensure to use the necessary greetings, and when you want to sign off, make sure you use the proper sign-off. Something like dear Mr. Mark. And then when you want to sign off, you say something like best regards. That is very, very important. The next is to respond to emails promptly, ideally within. My recommendation is usually within 24 hours. So within 24 hours, it is important for you to respond to emails, any emails that you have received. It will amaze you how many young professionals and many young graduates don't even have the attitude of checking their emails. You send an email, you are wasting your time. You have to call them to inform them that you have sent them an email. And it will also amaze you of how many of these people don't even know how to check their email right there on their phone. So it's important for you to respond to emails. It's important for you to respond to emails promptly and on time, right? Then the second type of communication we'll look at is what? Phone and video call communication. Phone and video call communication. Phone and video call communications are communications that involve calling somebody on the phone and discussing with the person on the phone, like cold calling and all that, or sales calls and all that. And then a video call has to do with calling somebody on a video call where you two of you have the opportunity to see yourself, whether you are doing it on WhatsApp, you are doing it on Google Meet, or you are doing it on Zoom, whichever platform you are using. Now, when you are doing this, what are the things that we want you to consider? Number one is for you to answer calls professionally and introduce yourself professionally. Understand, the moment you pick the call, it's important for you to introduce yourself. Okay, this is so you have reached Mr. Peter. Make it official and make it very, very professional. Next is to speak clearly and politely and avoid distractions. Don't be on the call with somebody and then you are busy with something and then your attention is divided and then you are getting the person to repeat himself over and over again. It is important for you to speak clearly to the person and also speak politely, and then ensure to also avoid distractions. The next is to use video calls appropriately and by ensuring a quiet environment and professional appearance. If you are going to appear on a video call with somebody, it's important for you to dress professionally. Don't dress casually. Don't say because I've already, because sometimes you are at workplace and you have already removed your coat and maybe somebody is calling. It's important for you to put back that coat. Let's say you remove your tie and all that, just for you to feel free and walk freely. The moment you are going to have a video call, it's important for you to put all those things back, put back your tie, put back your coat and all that. You understand? So it's so that you don't appear unprofessional. The next is to adapt your communication style to different audience. There are different people you are going to communicate with over the phone and all that. It's important for you to adapt your communication to these people. If you are talking to a client or you are talking to a customer or to a colleague or to your supervisor or to your management, it's important for you to tailor your communication properly. Now, we'll take this quick commercial break, and when we return, we shall continue to look at the other 2 types of communication within the workplace.
Hi there. Thank you for choosing to participate in our workshop. We're thrilled to have you on this learning journey with us. If you just came across this video online or on our channel, you can access all the workshop videos on our website at jomorc.com or on our YouTube channel at Jomo Mentorship. Looking to take your skills to the next level? Explore a wide range of in-depth courses at elearn.jomorc.com. Here's a glimpse of what we offer. Number 1, digital marketing fundamentals. Number 2, website optimization and marketing. Number 3, search engine marketing. Number 4, social media marketing. Number 5, content marketing. Number 6, email marketing. Number 7, digital analytics and reporting. Number 8, mobile marketing. Number 9, online reputation management. Number 10, artificial intelligence in digital marketing. Number 11, content creation and copywriting. And finally, number 12, affiliate and CPA marketing. Whether you prefer learning remotely or at your own pace, we've got you covered with flexible and engaging learning experience. Visit elearn.jomorc.com today and start building the future you deserve.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Now let's take a look at workplace conversations. Workplace conversations are interactions that happen between you and your co-workers in your place of work. And many of the crises that happen within the workplace comes from these workplace conversations, right? So let us discuss a few things that you need to do in order to ensure an effective workplace conversation. Number 1 is to listen actively and avoid interrupting others while they are speaking. You listen actively. Active listening means your mind, your spirit, and your thought must be on must be on the speaker, so that you're able to grab the real meaning of what he's trying to say, and not the meaning that you want to project for yourself. You see, it's important for you to get the message as the person intends it, not as you want it. So somebody can be telling you something and you are using your own sentiment and your own prejudice to interpret it your way. No, that is not active listening. Active listening involves you to monitor every aspect of that communication, the person's expression, and pick the most important and the essential messages, and make sure you pick the intent, the purpose and the correct intent of the person from that communication. If you do this, you won't have problems with people. Next is to be mindful of your tone and body language. Your tone and body language can change the intent of your communication. You understand? You can change the intent of your communication. So while conversing with your fellow staff in your place of work, ensure that your tone is professional and moderate, and that you don't express or demonstrate. Your body language does not say something different from the words that is coming out of your mouth. The next is to keep your workplace conversations professional and avoid gossip. By all means, avoid gossip. By all means, avoid gossip. It's not going to do you any good. It's going to do you all the harms and no good. So by all means, avoid workplace gossip. The next is to adapt your conversations also to environment where you find yourself. If somebody is angry, it becomes necessary for you to step down and allow the person vent. And all of these things are things that I'm sure you already know. What we are asking of you in this workshop is to begin to practice it. And the next is meeting etiquette. Meeting etiquette or meeting communications has to do with communications that happens within an official meeting space. In your place of work, you are going to have staff meeting. You are going to have team meetings where it is just you and the other team members who are handling the same project that are meeting to discuss about the project or about whatever it is that you need to discuss. Now, those type of settings are very, very important again, because in many workplaces, it is from this type of work, this type of settings, this type of meetings that an enmity begins between staffs and all that. So it's important for you to really engage yourself here and ensure that you are professional. So tip number 1 is for you to be punctual and prepare with necessary materials. If you are coming for the meeting, ensure that you come with the necessary things you need to come with. If there's anything you have been asked to come with, don't forget anything. Organize yourself, plan yourself, so that you don't leave anything behind. Because sometimes crisis can come out, conflict can come out from what you forgot to come with and what you didn't forget to come with. Crisis can come out from not being punctual. Crisis can come out from appearing late for the meeting. So appearing punctual and coming with the necessary materials is still part of the communication, because when you appear without the necessary materials, you are sending a message, you are communicating, you are telling your other team members that you don't take what they are doing seriously and that you don't take their time seriously. If you are the project lead or you are the project manager and your team, you keep your team waiting for you in a meeting for 30 minutes, for 20 minutes, even for as little as 2 minutes, it means you don't value their time. So it's important for you, especially when you are the lead, to always ensure that you manage every aspect of this non-verbal in communication very, very carefully. The next is to follow the agenda and respect speaking turns. When you're in a meeting, everybody will have their turn to speak, right? The floor will be open and then you'll be invited to speak. When somebody is speaking, relax. Let the person finish. Once the person finish, you can now make your point. You understand? So it's important for you there is always a moderator in many of these meetings. It is the moderator that will stop somebody politely. And when you are the moderator, you have to do that very, very politely. That you are the moderator does not give you the autonomy to. But if you are just a member of the meeting, but also a participant in the meeting, and you are not the moderator and you are not the presiding officer, you don't have the right to shut down somebody, to ask somebody to keep quiet, or to ask somebody to shut up, or all of that is not something that is welcomed within the corporate system. I'm sure many of you have that habit of doing so from your fellowship meetings, your social meetings, and other meetings that you attend. But within the corporate system, you want to do away with that habit. The next is to take notes and follow up on action items as required. Ensure that while you are in a meeting, you're also taking notes, especially the ones that pertains to your role and pertains to your office. Then avoid checking your phone or engaging in side conversation. This is also very, very critical. Except where it becomes very, very necessary. Don't engage yourself in side conversation while you are in a meeting. Don't talk with anybody, especially when somebody is speaking. Understand? When somebody is up on his feet and speaking, don't engage in side conversation. Then avoid checking your phones. Don't always check your phone, because there are some of us that cannot stay 30 minutes without pressing our phone. So you need to start learning to stay away from your phone, right? Because it's important. It can put you in trouble. All right, so that is that about business communication. We have looked at 4 different types of communication: email and written communication. We have looked at phone and video call communication. One thing again I would like to mention about video communication is for you to mute your microphone when you are not speaking, to avoid background noise, especially when it is a conference. I know there are a lot of people there. Even if it is just a one-on-one video call, it's important for you to mute yourself so that the noises from the background. Now, I'm sure that if you are watching this workshop, if you are participating in this workshop, you must have joined 1 or 2 trainings on Zoom or on Google Meet, and people join the meetings and they do not mute their mic, and then their children is crying from the background. Somebody is calling mommy there, and everything is just is entering and everybody is sharing it. You know that is not proper. So anytime you are attending a virtual meeting, ensure to mute your mic, right? Then we talked about workplace conversations, and then we looked at what meeting etiquette. Thank you once again for participating in this session. I will see you in the next session, where we shall be discussing dressing and professional appearance.